6.5 Milwaukee.
860 WNOV and 106.5 FM. Good morning to you, and yours. Welcome to another edition of Express Yourself. Of course, I'm in Mr. Debo and, of course, Mr. Keon Jackson Malone and Young Carvey, as they call him over there. I don't know why they call him Young Carvey.
It's Prince Carvey. We changed that.
Oh, it's Prince
You didn't
Carvey
get
now?
the memo?
I did not. What'd you say, Carvey?
Oh, I thought
Uncle
you
Keon. So now he's uncle and you're Prince. Okay, now so
he's
now,
king. He's king 3 to 5.
Oh yeah.
Y'all just got it.
Everybody king.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Everybody king from 3 to 5. Yeah. Speaking of which, a great event on last night as we were out at Mi Casa Su Cafe, hanging out with Kwa and on the porch with Kwa and a lot of the entrepreneurs of the city as we got together for a mixer on last evening. It was certainly a great time, to be had by all. And we expect some great things to come of it. Want to thank Miss Kelly over there, Courtney, and all the fine folks who put that piece together. What an awesome time we had. And certainly, as I said before, expect some great things to come of it. A lot of networking and rubbing of elbows, if you will, of a lot of the entrepreneurs here in town and young entrepreneurs, folks that we hope to build great partnerships and relationships with as time goes on. Want to thank the fine folks here at 860 WNOV, of course, Mr. Jones and the entire family, of course, Mary Ellen and all that were involved in making sure that piece came together, and our representation, Doug Kelly, Byron, all of those folks that were there on last night. Thank you, the community that came out as far as entrepreneurs, for an opportunity to just speak to what it is that we're doing here and the changes that have been made. Speaking of which, there's a new promo that we're running that kind of speaks to that, and our staple shows, that have not gone anywhere and will not, as I said in the promo, go anywhere. Of course, our Say Something Real with Michelle Bryan, and again, do me a favor once again, not to put anybody's business in the street, but just keep her in your prayers as she's dealing with some family things. That's why she hasn't been on the air. And it's very important. Once again, if you do me that favor, if you can get a prayer past the ceiling, that is. Now, if it can't go past the ceiling, don't waste our time. Don't waste your time. But pray for her and her family as she endures what it is that she needs to do.
We've already talked about it. Michelle talks about her family. That's our brother Bruce.
Right.
Had surgery. So prayers for Michelle and Bruce. It's been okay. He is home now.
Mm-hmm.
Just getting things together. So yeah, once again, I like that you said if it can't go past the ceiling, leave it alone.
Yeah,
right,
for
right,
sure.
Right. Well, yeah, prayers for Sister Michelle, brother Bruce, and family.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, Mr. Keith Paris and the Community Voice, a staple show here. And just kind of want to shout out the shows that we have this morning. I want to talk about that a little bit for those. And I know there's a different audience that listens during the day here for the talk portion of it. So we want to be certain that you know what's going on. And that's our early morning shows, of course, from 7 in the morning until 11, of course. And then we're followed by Reverend Al Sharpton. He's coming your way each and every day from noon until 3 p.m. And then that show that we talked about earlier as we opened up on the porch with Qua, great show that is certainly making some noise in this town. And I'm getting calls from other stations, even outside of the state, that saying, man, what are y'all doing over there, man? Folks are, calling me from other stations here locally, wanting to know what's going on at 860. So you get a firsthand look at what is actually going on. And again, hats off to the entire team here, King Carvey, Young Carvey, Nephew Carvey, Prince Carvey, whatever. Carvey P has been a great asset to us with what he does with the cameras and so forth. So we're going in a different direction. We have made the turn, and it's been a good turn. Things are coming together, and we'll continue to work to try to bring you great programming. Of course, we did some things with our weekends. Let's talk about that a little bit. On the weekends, of course, one of the first moves was, of course, extending out the Blues Cafe, the show that I host. Now that comes to you from 9 until 2 in the afternoon, whereas it was actually from 9 until 1. So we extended it out an hour. So you get one more hour of that down home blues, right? And then, of course, we brought in a young man that has been a staple, if you will, for many years, and then kind of got out of radio, fell out of radio, however it went down, but he's back. The one and only Chris Heavy Levin. If you have not listened, folks, you got to give yourselves a treat. Treat yourself. Don't cheat yourself. Be sure to tune in and check out Chris Heavy Levy with a show he calls Saturday Backtracks and More. And it's definitely more. He's playing those old back in the day, and that's what the backtrack title is all about. So you know the correlation and the tie-in with that. And he does a great job for us. My phone never stops ringing on Saturdays for folks that haven't heard Chris in a while, or have heard him since he's been back on the air. And it's like, wow, where has he been? He is good at what he does. Check it out, right? Of course, Ross Joel, he is a staple with this radio station and has been with us, man, long as I can remember. I was at 2 or 3 other stations before landing here. Ross has been right here on these airways. So he's done a tremendous job. He had some confusion about a week or so ago. He got the memo, but it didn't pertain to him. He got it crossed up a little bit. But yeah, Ross is here, and he's going to be right here. Does an awesome job with International Roots Rock Reggae Meltdown. What's funny is there's been a couple of times when Keon has filled in for him, and Keon does this Jamaican impersonation. How go, Keon?
Do it right now. I got a carrot in my mouth.
Oh, you got a carrot in your mouth. You can't do it. But yeah, he does a great job. Ross does, as well as Keon. Keon does a lot behind the scenes here at this radio station that a lot of folks do or don't know. So again, hats off to him and the great job he does. And then of course we have a young man that's been in the Milwaukee scene for many a year and has been gone for many a year, as he is the program director at a couple stations out in Atlanta. But he's back on the airways, here in Milwaukee. He's doing a show called Friday Night Jukebox Party, the Friday Night Jukebox Party. Got to check him out. Kevin Buchanan, I know that name is synonymous with WNOV for many a year. He was one of the old legends that came off of Teutonia over there. Got his start at WNOV and took it to higher heights and deeper depths, if you will. Moved out to Atlanta, and landed and is doing a great job out there. And we've been partnering and collaborating and doing some things. We have a new church service that's on Sunday mornings as well, coming out of Atlanta. Pastor Marty, you check him out at St. Mark's Lutheran Church from 9 until 9:30 a.m. So you want to be sure. Again, a lot of different things that have changed. That's certainly adding more programming and trying to give you, a better alternative, if you will, for your listening and entertainment pleasure, as well as how and when you're getting your information, right? So we think we've got the right pieces in place. As I said before, we're always listening to you. If you've got some comments or anything that you'd like to say as to what you'd like to hear, you can always drop us a line, 444-5250, or you can call our office, our main office, or what have you. But make sure you get it to us, because it's important to us that we're giving you what it is that you need individually and as a whole, right? Hey, Keon, you got the carrot out your mouth yet?
Got a phone call.
Oh, we got a phone call?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, let's take the phone call. Good morning, caller. Welcome to Express Yourself. What's on your mind?
Oh, Debo, I don't want to be on the air. I want to ask you a question.
Oh, boy. Well, Keon put you on the air, so is it something personal?
Take me off, please.
Is it something personal?
Not really, but I don't want to start a rumor. Or should I go on and talk?
You don't want to start a rumor?
Yes, I'm Milwaukee. I live in Texas now, and I heard Little Mike DJ had passed away. Is that true?
You heard what? You're breaking up. You're kind of choppy there.
Okay, I'm sorry. I heard the Little Mike, the former DJ, had passed away. Is that correct?
Let me say this in regards to that. I've gotten several phone calls. I know that, and I'll word it this way. I cannot confirm yes or no, but I can tell you that I haven't heard from Mike, which is very unusual. Mike called me every Saturday, and I haven't heard from Mike this year at all.
Okay.
So I'm left to assume that there may be some truth to it. I don't know anyone that was directly related to him that I could confirm that with. But if I was left to assume, I would venture to say that it's probably true, and I'll leave it like that.
He lived at College Court. I worked down there with, and someone called me down in Texas and said that it was true. So I called College Court, but it was no longer living here. So I was just trying to confirm.
Yeah, and I'm sure that there's very limited information that they would probably share, not knowing who you were. But if I were left to assume, and if I had to try and answer that question and my life depended on it, I'd venture to say that he's probably no longer with us.
Oh, thank you. Have a good day.
All right. Thank you so much. That's another one of those, Keon, the legend. The man changed clothes 5-6 times, and he was just a DJ, but he would go and change. He took it seriously. The one and only Lil Mike, a legend, an icon. And when we start thinking of those people, I think of Eugene Matthews and different ones, and names just start Party Rob Hardy and all, and a lot of those names that came through the doors, if you will, of this radio station. So iconic, 50 plus years in the game, you know, being that source, if you will. I remember when 860 was the source. Now we're the voice. So, you know, we go way back like 4 flats on a Cadillac. You understand me? You're awful quiet this morning. Okay, let's go ahead and go back to the phone lines and see who's out there. Good morning to you. How are you?
Good morning. Thank you for taking the call.
Yes, ma'am. Go right ahead.
And I just want to congratulate you, commend you for what 860 does and all the new programming. I love everything you're saying. And I love that Columbia Savings and Loan. It's just a lot of good stuff that's going on, and that's terrific.
Well,
I also want to call in to say, heartbroken yesterday. I used to my great nephew, Nigel Roberts Boone. I'm telling you, I want to give a shout out to Pitt that did an exceptional job. Exceptional. So many young people, a good guy, just at the wrong place.
Wow.
And I'm telling you, young people and all of us that are working in the community and evangelists and pastors, when you hear of a young person passing, take time out to go to that funeral. Don't announce who you are. Just put your arms around some of those young people that just hurt and broke up and angry because of what has happened. And you can aim that energy in a positive direction. Now that's my 2 oldest brothers. Just my oldest brother, that was his great grandchild that passed away yesterday to gun violence. And then my second oldest brother, it's a 3rd generation granddaughter that is 10 years old sitting watching TV. Stray bullet came into the house and killed her.
Wow.
So I'm saying, I bet you could talk to 6 people and they will have stories like that to tell you. And I'm telling you, we need to be at those funerals. I tried to stay and I couldn't. I was too overwhelmed to stay to do the job that I needed to do. To put my arms around the ones that were just tore up and couldn't handle it. And we need to say, no, we do serve a God that does the impossible things. But we can't blame God for the things that are happening in our lives. And some of the things that are hard to swallow, we have to accept. And I want to share with all of those young people that were there. Don't do anything foolish. Honor your friend, honor your brother, your cousin, your nephew by doing something positive and keep him alive in your life by doing that. And I'll tell anyone, if you drink and drive, if you pick up a gun and you destroy another life, don't look for yours and people to cry and say, well, he was a good person. He never did anything wrong, but he took a life. So why should he live and this person didn't experience what he could have become? So there are consequences to our actions. I'm just saying. And then another thing about these community people getting together, entrepreneurs. There are some of us, we don't probably have a whole lot of money that's, screaming a lot. But you could get us as in young investors to invest in projects like the CYD. Let's talk to Cavalier about that building or whoever we need to talk to get that building in our hands before somebody else put it in theirs and make it a part of our community doing something. So I don't want to be a landlord. I don't want to do that, but I sure wouldn't mind investing in something that's positive. Up there on Port Washington, all that where Q&H used to be, is that breakfast stop?
Yes, ma'am.
Look at all these buildings that's just sitting there that we could convert into housing for senior citizens. that are downsizing but want somewhere decent to live.
You know,
It's some things that we could do.
as we gathered on last night, that was one of the things that we spoke to, not just, advertising with 860 WNOV and all of that, but speaking
That's
to
the next thing
taking
I
those
wanted to add.
entrepreneurial dollars and putting back into this community. I even went as far as to venture to say, I hear so much about Atlanta and how it was, and it was the place for African American young entrepreneurs, young professionals to go. We have the ability to do that right here in Milwaukee, to make
And
it
we have
the
everything
place
we
that
need.
people desire to come to, because we have that network of African Americans that are working together, that are building. It is, I don't even know the word to use. It disheartening, I guess, is the word I will use, having grown up in this town, and to see some of the landmarks and some of the things that have just gone by the wayside because the kids didn't want to keep the business going, or they didn't see the value in what some of those businesses represented right here in these communities, young professionals. And, as a kid watching Mr. Carter as I would walk to school in the morning, and Joe Williams running his gas station and having a second gas station, the Staple Brothers Hardware, and all of the different businesses that said to me, you can do it, man. Look, it's not just white folks that can do this. Black folks have businesses, they're entrepreneurs, they're building. And a lot of those businesses that I spoke to are no longer there now. What the backstory is to why their kids didn't keep it going or whatever. But again, here we have it. And those business should be, by right, up and running today because they had descendants and, kids that could have kept the legacy going. But a lot of times they don't.
You know something? What ran them off was because a different era had ushered in, where they started stealing, and those people got too old to deal with it. And when they came in buying up their debt and giving them money to move on, they took that opportunity. Mm-hmm. But now we have a new day. And this new day going to consist of, when you open a business, plan that security part in there to protect your clients and protect people. And then I'm going to tell you the next thing, right down from CYD. There's a building sitting right on the corner, beautiful building, that somebody could make into a sports bar where you don't serve no alcoholic drinks, but drinks that you mix, juices and things like that, where older people can come and camaraderie and sit around and put apartments upstairs. Get some of us together that are willing to be little investors for people that want to do something. And same thing with your radio station. I love all the what's happening there. But who plays jazz? Who plays the jazz section? Is that mixed in with some of the other, like in the evenings on?
We have Tuesday and Thursday. We have a jazz segment, and it runs from 5 until 8 p.m. It's with Sandra Silk, another addition. I hadn't gotten to her yet. Another addition to this team that has done radio for many a year, and kind of went away as well. And those were some of the pieces that we moved around and tried to bring back. And she certainly won, along with Chris, that we went back as far as old jocks that knew the game, that understand radio, and would bring us quality programming. So yeah, Tuesdays and Thursdays from 5 until 8, you get the best jazz. I consider it the best jazz in the city. So certainly tune in and check that out.
Okay, I'm going to try to get her, but Keon plays some really good pieces. I can't think of the name of them, but I know they're really good stuff.
Keon is a whole horse of another color. He knows all the music. All of the he's special.
Making tapes for people, okay. But anyway, my thing is this: so when you want to contribute to 860's advertising team, do you do it to a certain show, or how do you go about doing that?
Well, you could give us a call. We could certainly figure out if you want to put it towards a certain show.
I'll be in touch with you on that.
Yes,
because what you do is for our community. And talking to our young people and letting them know it is serious. Let's get out here and make a difference. Get out there. If you're 18, go register to vote.
There you go.
Don't listen to anybody with foolishness. I want you to do some critical thinking for yourself and see which one of these guys. Don't look at, oh, he's too old. If you use the excuse, I'd rather sit around an old person with wisdom than these young people taking rights away from me. And then let me tell you, we worried about mental illness.
Mm-hmm.
Nikki Haley running against Trump, saying he's not fit to be the president, but yet she's going to go on and because he's in her party. Let me tell you something.
Well,
If
the
I'm
one thing I
running-
will say is that she never endorsed him. So that part right there, I have to give.
Wait just a second. But then later on, she's saying she's going with the party.
Well, and you have to go. If you're a true Republican or whatever it is you're
Let me
down
tell you
with,
something about
you might
you.
not be the nominee, but then what does it look like if you still just outright against this person? You have to do what the party has decided.
Okay, let me just say one thing. That's why concretely I haven't put my name on the line one way or the other. Because if you change your ideology and you want to smother another person's opportunity, and you got all this criminal now these parents, their children are watching them. Don't run with any bad guys. Don't hang out with people that are doing this and doing that. But for the sake of a party, and then they threatening you, you can't retire. You better do this here. You don't even get to think for yourself. And you think I want to be a part of that? You think I would buy into that?
Well, you're a
So-
special breed. You're a special breed. I
No,
listen
I'm
to you
not.
all the time. You always give us a call with some great wisdom and knowledge and give us some things to think about. You give us a different outlook or perspective, if you will. So
But
with that
then
being
if I
said,
see-
listen, we got to get to break. I
Okay,
certainly
know, I'm
appreciate
sorry.
your call.
I'm sorry. I took too
We
much
have other
time.
callers holding callers. We will
Okay,
get
I'm
to you as
sorry.
soon as we
You
come out
guys
of the
keep
break.
doing what you're doing. Okay, bye-bye.
All right.
now.
Thank you so much. All right. We're going to go ahead and head into break. Keon, you've been quiet this whole segment, man. I know you got something to add to as we go into break. Or you. Oh, okay. You're trying to. All right. Well, listen, you're listening to Express Yourself right here inside of 860 WNOV and 106.5 FM. Just a little something that we do on those Friday mornings when we don't have a organization that's coming in to present. So we do a little presenting and give you an opportunity to just, you can rehash what we've talked about all week, national events, local events, what have you. So that's what it's all about, giving you the opportunity to express yourself. I'll take a break. When we come back, we'll check out and see whose that is on the phone line that's holding. You listen to 860 WNOV and 106.5 FM.
Are you and your loved one looking for home health care? Well, look no further. Eternal Love LLC is your trusted partner for personal care services. Their team understands the importance of providing quality and compassionate non-medical assistance. They provide options with no out-of-pocket costs to you, and they even come to your home at your convenience. To get signed up, you can visit their website at eternallovellc.com or give them a call at 262-933-4020. That's 262-933-4020. Eternal Love LLC, providing compassionate care right at home.
For an Allstate agent, providing protection options that fit your life is something that they take well. Personally, Allstate agents are committed to learning about your needs and helping customize protection to meet them. From bundling your home and auto insurance with ease to evaluating optional coverage, your Allstate agent can help build an insurance proposal that fits your life. And just as important as learning what you need is learning what you don't, because helping you get the coverage you want with the savings you deserve is what Allstate is all about. It's time to get coverage that's catered to you. Are you in good hands? Call Milwaukee Allstate agent Cindy Johnson at 414-445-2558. That's 414-445-2558 today for a free quote. Home, auto, renters, condo, and more. Sydney, Nancy, and Lyndon can't wait to meet you.
Subject to terms and conditions and availability. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and Allstate Property and Casualty Insurance Company and its affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois. Come savor the flavors of Pepper Pot Jamaican cuisine, located at 2215 North MLK Drive. Dive into our lunch menu packed with mouth-watering starters like our famous Pepper Pot jerk rolls, refreshing salads, and signature rice bowls, bursting with Caribbean flair. But the fun doesn't stop there. Join us for our happy hour from 5 until 8 p.m. every Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday, featuring irresistible food and drink specials. Don't miss out on the ultimate Jamaican dining experience at Pepper Pot, where you come hungry and you leave happy. For more information, please call 414-509-5206.
Mortuary, located at 2031 West on Capitol Drive. Pick your tickets at 45 in advance, 50 at the door. On my way home, the Cantor Spiritual. Oh, the gospel for. He's blessing me. I feel it in my feet right now. Baby, you better meet me there. Brunch at 1. The show begins at 4 p.m. The fabulous Lucky Brothers. My soul is a witness. I feel it down on the inside. Be right there at Abundant Faith, located at 7830 West Good Hope Road. Oh, Willie Rogers. We're going to a meeting on that day. I see them marching down the street. Come on in from everywhere, northwest, south. It's going down. There's a leak in this old building, Bishop Neil Robertson, and my soul has got to move. Don't you miss it. Call the New Pitts Mortuary 414-447-6000. It's going down at the Soul Stirring Gospel Easter Bash. Oh, I gotta stop right there, Brian. Back in top. My feet got light. I feel myself flying right about now. Come on now. You don't want to miss it. Be right there in the house. It's going down. Come on now, Tiffany Terry. Everybody know he's my friend. Oh, you don't want to miss it. You be right there. That Soul Stirring Gospel Easter Bash. That food is going to be yummy, yummy, yummy. I tell you, come on now, Reverend R.L. Bush and the Revived Sons. Put the weight on me. Oh, not that kind of weight, because that food gonna be so strong. Just pick your tickets up at the New Pitts Mortuary.
This is Martina Golan-Graves, President and CEO with Mental Health America of Wisconsin. I want to take a moment to remind you that your mental health matters. This time of year can be stressful, but we have programs and services committed to supporting our community. We are a nonprofit organization dedicated to helping adults and kids live mentally healthier lives. We offer online screenings, outpatient therapy, and a peer-run warm line for support day and night. Call us today, 414-276-3122, or visit mhawisconsin.org to learn more about these services and more.
You're listening to WNOV 860 and W293CX 106.5 Milwaukee.
Scratch yourself. 860 WNOV and 106.5 FM inside another edition of Express Yourself. It's just one of those shows again that we pull it together and we say, you know what? It's time to hear from our community. We want to thank the caller for holding through the break. Let's go ahead and get the caller up. Good morning, caller. Thank you for holding. What's on your mind?
Good morning, people. How are you?
Good morning. How are you?
And Kiana, I have not forgotten you.
Hey, and that.
God is good, isn't he?
Yes,
all
he is.
the time.
All the time he is.
All right now. I have two sons, and by God's grace, he has spared their life. They both have been shot before and led down that path of not listening to mama.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Because the one thing I did tell them is because I went through it, like I told Keon, I put them in so many programs and things like that because they had a lot of them in the early 90s, like 100 Black Men, New Concept, and just everything. And I changed my schedule at work. I did everything as a single mom. And it got so bad that I said, well, there's only one thing to do, and that's to go down to Children's Court Center. Okay, not only did I take my kids, though, I took other mothers' kids because they were at work. I said, get your son ready. I'm going to take him to 100 Black Men. I pray that we can get that type of program back again for the youth today. That is something that there is another 100 Black Men in other states. I don't know where, but there is. It would be good if we can get that again here. A teen center is another thing that came to my mind when you all were talking. So that was one. What I did one year is I got a lot of youngsters together, and we got gloves and bags, and we just went down the block and we just picked up paper. And I became a block captain.
Mm-hmm.
These are just simple things. And then when we got through, we got popsicles and things like that. And they're like, you know, we're going to come back again and or read stories.
You know,
These are
I'm
little
glad I'm
kids.
glad you said that though, because it makes me wonder whatever happened to the block clubs and the block captains and things of that nature.
Yeah.
Are folks
Yeah.
afraid for those kinds of interactions? Have we gotten so far removed from that just doesn't cross our mind anymore? What do you think?
Mhm. Well, they don't want any trouble at their house, but what I did was I linked up. You link up with the Milwaukee Police Department, and they have it where they can set it up where it's not at your house. You can meet at any school; they'll set it up, and they have it in house. And if that's what you want to do, like there was one gentleman that lived on my block. He was working on cars and pouring the oil down the sewer lines. I said, you can't do that. I said, you're poisoning our water, man. And he was angry, and I said, I don't care. You know, so I talked to the captain that was over me, you know, and so he said, you think you're, you know, and I said, look, I don't want any trouble, but this is what you can't do. Oil is you got to dispose of oil properly, brother. I was trying to be nice with him, you know, and so I just backed off of him and went home.
So what was the outcome of that? Did he stop? Did he move? What
He did. He came to me and apologized to me, you know, and he said, you know what, you're right, because I got to drink this water, you know. And I said, I love you, but you just can't do that, you know. But I just want you all to know that I love the changes in the radio station. I love the Sunday makeup that you all have. And I certainly love the music in the afternoon on Saturday, because that's me. Okay. Now you know my age. I confess. And me and Keith the same age. He don't let him tell. Shh, don't tell him I told you.
Right.
But I want you all
Did
to
you go
know
to Parkman
that,
as well?
no, I'm from Denver, Colorado.
Oh, okay.
And we have the same problems as Milwaukee. I got here in '79.
Oh, okay.
And the first store that I got my boys, they 47 now, Keon, so gonna be 48 this year.
He right in there with Keon then, huh?
Yeah, I had to put Keon in there, but they around his age. But the thing is that the very first store to get my children a prescription because they were sick was Mr. Carter's.
Yeah.
True and icon. I knew it, and he had my doctor. Me and him had the same doctor. And my husband that was his, his first job was with Mr. Carter.
Wow.
And he's 68. And I said, he was such a beautiful soul.
Yes, he was.
And I just wanted to just give you guys love this morning because of the changes you made and to allow us to speak. And I know that it was only God that helped you all to do this. And he loves you. I love you. And may you have a blessed day.
Thank you so much, and we love you as well. Thank you for the call.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bro, Keon, are you over there, man? I ain't heard from you this morning.
Oh, yeah, I'm over here.
You over there getting it together?
Oh, then got it together. Yeah, in more ways than a little bit.
Okay.
I had to figure out, you know. Hey, we was talking about that on choir. I had to remember I'm more of a writer, expresser, and all that than I have ever really been vocal. So, you know.
What?
Those making those changes. Oh yeah, well you know,
Mr. Grass and all of that was
right. You know, that's what made me think. Qua said, "You're talking about rap therapy." And I said, "That's what I was doing. I got boxes of lyrics and poet. I'm a poet. I'm a writer. I'm also a speaker and a communicator. But you know, that wasn't the lane that I ever really wanted to be in. So it causes trouble because when you speak, you know, folks get a chance to interpret differently. So I'm just working on me." You know, I had a piece called, it was called Me at first. had to do some accountability of affirmations.
Do you have any of those pieces like memorized that you could share?
You got to read the first part to read the last part. Yeah. I had some, and actually it wasn't a piece I did. It was something that so my correction reflections.
Well, go for it.
Well, the other day I got to lead into it. So
Do you think?
had one of those moments, as I always do as a Cancer and an empath, those emotional thinking moments. And I made some phone calls last weekend, and it was one of those weekends where, at that moment in time, nobody really answered. So I sent out a text, and I said to about 20 people, I said, tell me about me. Raw, uncut, no chaser.
Mm-hmm.
I said, no holds barred. And 2 people hit me back. And it was real and raw. Well, one of them tried to tap. He tapped one. I said, more.
Mm-hmm.
He tapped again. I said, keep coming. He tapped again. I said, is that it? And he gave me some more. And then my other man, all of a sudden, he wrote 2 books.
Mm-hmm.
And as I read them, I couldn't deny anything, because I know these are people that love me, people I'd have been through the fire with, people we done walked away and come back, true friends. And as I read them, I said, I got to write this down. And instead of saying you, I inserted I.
Mm-hmm.
And I couldn't deny either one of them. Now, there were a couple of them I had to, let them know, that's not really the case,
Mm-hmm.
but you are dead on. But then I read them on Choir Show the other day. We were talking about therapy. And I was watching the replay and showing it to somebody. And
On YouTube or Facebook?
On the Facebook. Yeah, you can definitely check us out on the WNOV 860 Facebook and YouTube pages, the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
And Quad was silent. Carvey was like, somebody got to say something.
It was deep. Was it that deep, young Carvey?
Quad was like, man, I'm. And he said, you know what, Kiana, you are no longer invisible. So instead of calling it me, I titled it, I Am No Longer Invisible. And I did share it on my Facebook last night for those that may want to check it out. But it says, I'm sensitive and empathetic, but I sometimes rush to judgment and take the sides of those who I perceive to be the underdog. I miss opportunities due to overplaying my hand. I listen with both ears, yet I react quickly to what I think I heard. I'm a hopeless romantic, looking for love in all the wrong places. I am very emotional. I am very loving, an introvert. I hold on to past hurts, and I don't have an issue with letting the world know how I overcame them. I am afraid of not fitting in crowds, but I am the one who is not in the box. So that's why I don't fit in. I have an old soul and love older people, men and women. They give me life, just talking to them and getting advice. I love women, but I have a painful, disappointed distaste towards them too. I am a leader, but a follower also. I will kill if I'm pushed against the wall and forced to, but I'm not a killer. I'm more of a lover than a fighter, but I fight myself so much and don't trust myself. Therefore, I don't trust people easily. I'm very educated, but I only use the gift around people I feel are superior to me. I am from the hood, but I am not a hood nigga. My gifts and my talents pushed me away from that stereotype years ago. I'm a very talented photographer, as well as in writing and communications. I am very well connected and loved, but I don't think or feel so. I am hard on myself, so hard that I am in my own way. I can be trusted with many things by many people, but I don't even trust those people 100%. I was a sharp dresser at one point. Then I stopped wearing the big hats and mature slacks and have no fashionable concern regarding my appearance. I have a genuine, charismatic personality, which draws people to me. I'm a kind-hearted man and passionate about helping others, even if it inconveniences me. I give so much and downheartedly expect to get what I give in this cold world. I'm the connecting piece to my family, yet I feel alone, strained, and pained in doing so. The elders in my family prepared me for the job, yet I struggle, hurt, and exhaust myself in doing so. I feel lacking in the necessary support. I hold a strong sense of responsibility to my family, which contributes to my desire to leave a strong legacy. My love is real when I love, but I've been hurt so much by the people I love that I don't give it away easily. I fight to show that it's real, and that has drained me many days. I don't take care of my mental health because I'm so busy with the way of the world, helping everybody. But until I get tired enough to take some me time, only to rush back into the strain again. I don't like being around people, but I also love being around people. Such an oxymoron. My word, my brain, my gifts are like no other. But I don't believe in myself in the manner that I should. I have become standoffish with the world because I don't know if they're going to expect or respect me. And they do. Sometimes I play safe instead of taking the risk to bet on myself. I love children, and not having children of my own is the deepest pain in my heart. I want a woman, a wife, but whatever issues I had in my past won't allow a good one in because I don't trust that she will provide to me as I provide to her. I love Jesus, yet I'm not a normal, traditional Christian man. I have Islam, Christianity, and other religions all wrapped inside of me, and I teach only if asked. The world has been looking for me, not from a detachable side, not from a debatable side, but as an upright, righteous man that I am. I must stop trying to fit in a box. I am a free thinker and do not fit in any boxes at all. Even when I think or feel so, and that I do not. So these are my accountability affirmations. The purpose of these admissions is to no longer internalize my issues, struggles, conflictions, traumas, and pains, to release the pressures, and to no longer cover the wounds that have triggered my emotions and dictated the behaviors of my life. By removing the bandages that have consistently covered my wounds and the masks that I have consistently worn throughout my adult life, I now allow my soul to breathe and my spirit to be free. For the reasons of continual health, continual healing, personal growth, and the greater development that my mind, body, and soul need for a healthy existence. To achieve forward moving progress towards my divine purpose and success, I must be factual with myself, care for myself, and help myself before I can effectively and successfully help others. I no longer need a safe space. I need to love, honor, and respect myself as the person who loves and believes in me. The world already expects, respects, and believes in me, and it is waiting for me to appear.
Heavy.
Ain't got nothing else to say.
Heavy. The beauty in what I heard there, and I listened very attentively, was that me and probably 99% of the listeners that heard that piece just then could interject themselves, because it's so much of what we all endure. It's a self-evaluation I heard in there, a lot of self-evaluation. Heavy.
Like I said, it came from two men. My daddy used to always say, reputation ain't what you think about yourself. It's what others see. But your reputation will set you free, and it should speak for itself. So once again, in that time, I've been working hard and diligently. Because a lot goes on, man. A lot goes on. And definitely before the incident in December, but definitely after, to come full circle back to who I am and not self-abandon. And part of not self-abandoning yourself and people-pleasing is focusing on yourself, loving yourself, caring for yourself, realizing who you are. And you can do all of that, but if you don't admit to the faults, admission is the first stage of recovery. That's why I called it my accountability affirmations. I got to be able to admit that, yeah, that's me, in order to change me. Nobody's fault but mine. Nobody's fault but mine.
Oh boy.
So if I fail to see it and my soul gets lost, it ain't nobody's fault but mine. Phone lines are open 414-444-5250.
And gave me old Negro spiritual.
That's what, hey, listen. Say, nobody's fault but mine. It could be funny if you want it to be.
I wasn't insinuating that it was funny. It was
no. That's just,
yeah.
Qua was talking about suicide that day and talking about DJ, what was his name? DJ, a man from the Ellen DeGeneres show that had killed himself.
Right.
You talking about the one who had the nice photos up before?
Yeah. And the thing about it was, oh my God, what is his name? I got it over here somewhere. But the thing about it was, when I looked at his last photo, everybody was like, oh my God, he was smiling. He just was nobody knew. But when I saw that last photo, it's like nobody looked in his eyes. It was there the whole time. So, and so Qua said, man, you're no longer invisible. So that's why I ain't got a whole lot to say, man. I got it out.
We were talking during the break. I guess let's go to break. When we come back, we're going to tell you about some things we got going. Have a very, very special interview. We'll tell you about that on the flip side of the break. Let's go ahead and take the break. We'll open the phone lines up. 444-5250 is the number. We want to hear from you. It's Express Yourself right here on 860 WNOV and 106.5. We'll be right back.
She's been called a vocal force to be reckoned with, and now you can experience the artistry of Shayna Steele live and in person when she joins the Milwaukee Symphony Orchestra for Nothing But the Blues, March 15th through the 17th at the Bradley Symphony Center. Call 414-291-7605 for tickets or visit mso.org. Shayna Steele will take you on a musical odyssey with popular tunes that helped establish great artists such as Bessie Smith, Billie Holiday, and Louis Armstrong, as well as the blues genre itself. From the St. Louis Blues to House of the Rising Sun and Baby Won't You Please Come Home, you'll be swinging and swaying in your seat. So come and bask in the vocal glory of Shayna Steele with the MSO in Nothing But the Blues, March 15th through the 17th only. Visit MSO.org for tickets or call 414-291-7605.
Easter and prom is here, and graduation is near. Stop by Nick Avani's, where they have a large variety of suits, blazers, and shoes to get you right for that special day. You already know Nick Avani has the $100 hookup. You can get a suit, shirt, tie, and shoes, all for just $100. They're open 7 days a week with an on-site tailor. Nick Avani's on the second floor of the Mayfair Mall across from the movie theater. It's the place to shop for men.
Hi, my name is Tamika Vukovic, Co-Executive Director of Wisconsin Voices. Please join Wisconsin Voices every Monday, Tuesday, and Friday. We will be focusing on community partnerships, voter education, and long-term collective impact for all Wisconsinites.
Milwaukee, guess who's back? It's your man, Kevin Buchanan, inviting you to join me each and every Friday night for the Friday Night Jukebox Party from 9 p.m. till midnight. I'll hit you with a little bit of this, a little bit of this, and of course, some of this. Each and every Friday night, it's the Friday Night Jukebox Party. From 9 p.m. to midnight, join yours truly, Kevin Buchanan, exclusively right here on 860 AM and 106.5 FM. WNOV, The Voice.
It really doesn't matter with me now, because I've been to Compton. I don't mind. Like anybody, I would like to live. I just want to do God's will.
You know his voice, you know his journey. Join WNOV The Voice for the Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Trivia Contest. Be the fifth caller whenever you hear.
Like anybody, I would like to live. I just want to do God's will.
And answer the question correctly for your chance to win 2 tickets to the play by the Milwaukee Chamber Theater's production of The Mountaintop, which explores and imagines the human side of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. So be the fifth caller whenever you hear.
Like anybody, I would like to live. I just want to do God's will.
For your chance to win 2 tickets to the play The Mountaintop.
WNOV 860 and W293CX 106.5 Milwaukee. You're listening to WNOV 860 and W293CX 106.5 Milwaukee.
860 WNOV and W293CX 106.5 on your FM dial. Once again, welcome back. It is express yourself. And we were talking before the break about me, and again, being able to insert myself into that piece. That's a pretty heavy piece. Wanted to kind of move to something that we will have a special interview taking place tomorrow inside of the Blues Cafe. Young man visiting here in Milwaukee. True documentary that was put together. I'm told that he won an Emmy for this piece when Claude got shot.
Claude Motley.
Yeah, he will be on with me on tomorrow. We're going to talk with him and just see what his journey looks like since all of this has transpired, and the recognition nationally that he's received. I have not had the opportunity to watch it. Have you watched it, Kia?
I watched it in the making. We were here when they've been through WNOV quite often, as it was a short film and it became a longer film and eventually a full documentary. If you don't remember the story, Claude was home a few years ago. I don't remember the year exactly. I think Eric may have still been around, or is 16 or 15 or 17, something like that. I don't know if it was before or after Eric. He was home for a Tech High School reunion. And on his way somewhere, a young man carjacked him and shot him in his face, and shot him, and it went through his jaw. He shot him in the face and got away. The same young man, I believe, the next day carjacked a woman, and she shot him and paralyzed him. He was a 16-year-old, I think, at the time. And so when Claude got shot, is the story actually not of just Claude Motley, but of those three individuals, actually more so Claude and the young man's journey after that incident. Not so much of the woman that shot the young man, but she is in there. But it ended up winning an Emmy. Brad Lichtenstein from 371 Productions put it together. I have a friend that Eric got with him. Santana Coleman was on the project, and they won an Emmy last year for it. And actually, I come to find out that Claude's son was actually with Brad when he got shot. So it's a very deep story. And it's been on PBS,
right?
Part of their series, because I got calls from Michigan when it happened.
Actually, I'm looking at the site. It's actually you can click on the tab and actually watch it. So just type in "when Claude got shot," kind of bring yourself up to speed with it. I'm certainly going to do it after today because I want to be well versed in what we talk about on tomorrow with the interview that will take place. So do yourself a favor and do that. I want to just kind of shift gears a little bit as I see some different things as I move about town and what have you. And one of my biggest pet peeves, I want to talk pet peeves for just a moment, if you don't mind, is poor service when I go to stores, businesses, outlets, places that I go to spend my money, and I don't feel like they appreciate, or they have the wrong person as that front person that's trying to get my money. I ventured to a restaurant yesterday and totally disappointed. I won't call the restaurant's name, but it's a national chain and they sell chicken. Now how's that? You'll figure it out from there. And there ain't but a few of them in this town, and it ain't KFC. So I go there and I wait in line over 20 minutes in the drive-through, which is supposed to be fast food, right? I get it back here to the station. It's my lunch, and it's absolutely horrible. Absolutely horrible. The person that waited on me was very inattentive. No napkins in the bag. It just horrible. And I just wonder how long will we continue to patronize and accept the kind of treatment that we get in some of these restaurants? Because again, I can go in Glendale and Shorewood and different places, and it's welcome to so-and-so, so-and-so. What can I get you? Oh, napkins are in the bag. Oh, everything's nice and hot for you. Is that going to do it for you, honey? That's the kind of response you get from them. You go to these places here locally, and it's like you bothering them because you coming in trying to get something. Yeah, what can I get for you?
Walmart too.
Oh yeah, Walmart's the worst, but that's nationally. That's just And I don't know if that trickles down from how they treat their staff, because that's a whole nother show, because I hear some of the horror stories that
I
they.
go out in West Bend, boy. It's love.
Yeah, well,
and you can walk in the door at 11 and still they'll wait there till you get done.
Oh, they don't tell you can't come in. They don't
No,
close
ain't
15 minutes early.
No, it's restaurant. It's like a restaurant. The door is locked at 11, and we serve you, and you eat, and we stay till you get done.
Right. What's your worst encounter with a restaurant and/or store, Keon? Recently, or you can go back.
Too many. I don't know. I don't have a worst encounter because I check things in immediately. Yeah, I don't know. Definitely the unfortunate. I tell you what, my work was unfortunate, and what disappoints me.
Good morning, Beulah. That's our receptionist, Beulah. She just came in. Good morning.
I can tell you what disappoints me, upsets me, and sometimes angers me is when dealing with my own people, how we act and treat each other in service. That's really it.
Yeah.
Those are my worst experiences.
Another pet peeve of mine, Keon, is when I go to a gas station, store, liquor store, whatever, and those people that stand outside and those owners just let people stand out there and beg. It just makes it, for one, I'm uncomfortable. And I don't know, am I supposed to, there used to be, you got any change? Now they ask you for $1, $5.
Inflation, and ain't no change.
Oh, they cost of living went up too.
I looked at a whole movie I looked at the Education of Sonny Carson from the 70s. They broke in the store and busted the cash register out and snatched all the pennies.
The pennies?
But how much did the pennies mean to the world back then? 10 cents could get you what in 70 something?
Right.
In the 80s, I could take $1 to the store and get a full bag. So, but there are some stores where I don't know if that's all the way on the owner.
But isn't there some kind of ordinance against loitering?
And you put the sign up, and then the police still I got some store owners that they get hassled by all the persons because of the police department. You say, man, I got the sign up there. They move away when the police show up. Then you leave and they come back. I gotta run the store, because then what happens is you get like some of these folks from not our community. They'll go out there and move you, and then King Rick and them gonna show up. You know what I'm saying? So, or you're gonna move them around, and then you get robbed or killed at the end of the night. So, I know several store owners that are like, I put the sign up. I love when the police out there. But you don't want them to think you just the police all the time. I can only tell you so many times, and then I go back in the store, and when you see a hot spot, that's what you're going to do. You're going to try to be at the hot spot.
It was, I think I was on my way here. I was dropping Jackie off at work, and then I was coming to the station. So you know what time of morning it was. And I go to this gas station on 27th and Capitol. I need to get some air in my tire, and I want to, get a little gas. I'm on E. I need to get the gas, but I always kind of plan it out. I'm gonna stop here. I'll get what I need. I'm gonna take her, then I'll go to the station. Well, this particular morning, there's a guy out there with like one of those black garbage cans, and the owner of the store is inside. So he unlocks the door to let this lady out. Well, then the guy with the garbage can swings the garbage can over his head, hits the owner. Now the owner's got a pole that's already bent. That looked like he'd been working out on neighborhood folks already with this pole. So they doing this back and forth. So I leave. I go to the gas station across the street. Well, he closed because what's going on over there. So I go back over there because I'm like, okay, well, it looks like he's gone. Well, he ain't gone. He on the side of the building waiting for him to unlock the door. So they go through it all over again. Right. So it's just terrible the way we act. And then when we don't have these outlets and so forth within our communities, and again, I'm not advocating for some of the owners and how they treat women and children and that frequent these stores within the neighborhoods, because y'all know who owns them now. We have very, very few black operators that are left. So to see that kind of behavior, it's disheartening, man. I mean, you can't even go buy gas, man. Whatever y'all differences is, I mean, that man is running a business. Go away. If he don't want your business, he tell you you can't shop there. What you supposed to do? Just leave. But no, we don't do that. We want to fight the man. We want disrupt this whole business for the day. Disrupt my morning. I can't get the things that I need. So it's just terrible, the things that we see in the community as to how we treat one another and or the businesses within our communities. 444-5250 is the number. Express yourself. There's no subject matter that's off limits. It's certainly Friday, so we can talk about anything you'd like to talk about. Let's go to the phone lines. Keon, we have a caller. Good morning to you, caller. How are you, sir?
Yes, sir. Good morning. Good morning, Mr. Devo.
Did Tyrone W?
Yes, it is. Good morning, nephew. Good morning, Milwaukee. Tyrone W speaking. The Tyrone W, the one and only.
We done changed it to the.
Oh no, he definitely right. He's the one of them.
Capital T.
He's the one of them.
Go ahead, the Tyrone W speaking.
Yes. Capital TV. Yes. Well, good morning.
Right. Go right ahead, man.
Y'all funny.
Not as funny as you.
Oh, you're funny.
you would get the Emmy this morning. Go ahead, man.
Well, thank you. On the restaurant piece, well, I'll tell you, and you can. I don't want to. I mean, I go to a place. It's 10 o'clock in the morning. You're supposed to be stocked up from overnight and something in the oven and everything else. And they put pride on having bread fresh every day. It ain't even lunchtime yet.
That sounds
about 10:30, 10:30, 11 or something. I go in there. I like my tuna sub or turkey sub.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't got no French garlic, or I ain't got no garlic. I'm like, it ain't even lunchtime yet. You got something in the oven? No. And she got an attitude too. I'm looking. Hey, look here, baby boo. You work here. I mean, you ain't got nothing in the oven. We ain't got no garlic, French garlic. And I'm like, oh man, come on. And you supposed to be making bread fresh every day.
That's garlic and herb bread.
Yeah, right.
So
garlic,
we know.
yeah.
I know what outlet you're referring to.
I'm like, it ain't even. What you gonna do at lunchtime then?
Right.
You got to go till 8 o'clock tonight. And you ain't, man. Come on. So.
Man,
like,
I went to a restaurant, man.
We got to do better. We got
same restaurant. Not the one you're talking about, but the one I'm referring to. The same restaurant that I mentioned. It wasn't KFC.
This
and they didn't have no white meat.
Right.
All we got is legs and thighs. Another time I went, same restaurant. They said we ain't got no sides.
Right.
I went there too. They said they had no chicken.
Wait a minute.
Right.
I swear.
Wait a minute now.
Depending on what part of the day you in.
I've been there several times. You ain't got no chicken.
Right.
What?
And then you got a lunchtime rush. You got a lunchtime rush coming up, and then you got to be here till 7 o'clock tonight, and you ain't got nothing.
It ain't necessarily been the same one either. I'm talking about this through the city. Like, we got sides, but what chicken the hell you got there? You got sides.
Right.
So I'm just gonna pull up and say, give me some red beans and rice. That's it, huh?
I just wanted.
I did dirty rice. It got meat in it.
Yeah, but if I go there for the chicken.
Right.
That's what you're supposed to have, right?
That's right.
Well, I do go there for the dirty rice. If I can get chicken from somewhere else, mashed potatoes from somewhere else, and rice from there,
that's too much.
I mean, it's a perfect meal, though.
It is.
But I will say, yeah, you know, if you're priding yourself on what you're supposed to be having all day long, and you ain't got none before lunchtime, then something ain't right.
How do you not have chicken though?
Well, yeah, I agree. How do you not have one of your top breads? I mean, you know, all the other bread and stuff there, but especially if you don't have herb and garlic. I mean, that
herb and garlic bread is got to be one of their best moves.
Yeah, man. I'm like, come on, you know. So, but go Milwaukee Panthers. They won last night. They played Monday night. The girls got beat, but the fellas are still in. So they got to win 2 more, and then they'll win the Horizon Conference Championship. If they got to win Monday night plus 1 more to get the NCAA bid, though.
That's the UW Panthers, correct?
Right, the Panthers. Yep. The cat that looked like a little ball peen hammer with his funny looking. But they won though. But for tonight.
So what do you think about what's happening nationally with the election trail? Nancy. Do you think she did right by not endorsing?
Well, I you know, that's, oh boy, that's I kind of, you know, like I said, I would like to hear more from the young Kennedy fella. You know, you know, man, it's tough. We're in a tough place right now with the ballot and all this stuff here, man. We're in a tough place.
Well, I mean, you know, realistically, her not endorsing says to me, now I could be wrong, but it says to me that she's not just giving her supporters to Trump saying, hey, we're going to do this. She wants them to make some informed decisions. I personally think that it was the right move.
Well, it's like I said before, you know, I mean, you know, the young Kennedy, he's going to take votes from probably more than likely Biden there, but then see, Trump's not going to say, well, thank you, young Kennedy, or, he's not going to thank him,
Do you think she may be asked to be vice presidential candidate?
Oh, the young Robert Kennedy?
No. For Donald.
Pelosi.
No.
Haley.
There you go.
Haley.
Yeah, there you go. Nikki Haley.
We'll have to see. I don't want to, we'll have to see. It's politics are always, like I said, there's dirt in politics. It's like that bird there. It's a red, white, and blue bird. Sometimes the thinking is the same in both parties, but you got a white bird with a red wing and a blue wing, but the thinking is still the same.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like the bird doesn't really change its colors there. Just, the thinking is the same, so sometimes, when it comes to the policies and stuff like that, well, not much has really changed for some good things there, but still, we'll have to see, man, same bird, two different wings, two different parties. One has to vote its heart, and it's, because I voted independent before. I voted for Ralph Nader,
Voted for
years
Trump
back
too.
as independent.
You voted for Trump? That's what Keon said. You voted for Trump?
I voted for Trump against what's her name there? Bill Clinton's wife.
Hillary?
Yeah.
It was only one election.
Huh?
It was only one election.
Well, that's the only time. That's the only time I did. But I voted for Barack Obama twice.
Man, you don't have to disclose how you voted.
I voted for.
You let Keon trick you into that.
But I mean, I stand by it because we're still in trouble. A lot of this stuff has come about before Trump, and it's going to be here long after Trump.
You have no loyalty to a party. You vote for individual.
Right. I vote
causes.
my conscience. Right. Absolutely.
Right.
Yeah. So I mean that as a people, that's what we got to get out of. I mean, I vote my conscience. I vote for the individual that's going to try to do something for me and make a change.
Okay. Well, the
right.
Tyrone W. We thank you for the roving reporter. We certainly appreciate you.
Have a great day and a wonderful weekend. Thank you.
You do the same, man. Thanks again. The Tyrone W. right there. 444-5250 is the number. What's on your mind? We can certainly talk about it. It is express yourself. Just an opportunity to just kind of open up the phone lines. We were talking when we started. I was just kind of updating and giving you some of the things that have transpired and changed in our lineup. One of which is a show that we have on Sunday mornings. I spoke to Pastor Marty Ringer. That comes right out of Atlanta. That is actually a Lutheran church, St. Mark's Lutheran Church. We have Baptists on there. This was our first go around with a Lutheran church, and I think it's a good fit. I listened to his sermons and so forth, and hey, it's good. Give it a listen. We have Sister Sharon, who's been a staple. She's been here ever since. What was the name? Reverend Green.
Yep.
Reverend Green.
Reverend Child Green.
Reverend Child Green. Ever since he left. Keon, I heard something about you doing an impersonation of Dr. Martin Luther King.
I got carrot in my mouth.
Yeah, there you go with that, a carrot in my mouth again.
And you see me chewing.
Now I'm gonna give you my rendition of it. I'm just gonna say.
No, you had a better one.
Mine was better. Mm-hmm. When did you hear it?
The last time we was in here, you did it.
I did it. Oh, yeah. I ain't gonna do it again.
No, go on for it. You trying to get me to do impressions all morning?
I got another impression I can do.
Reagan too,
hey,
when I was a kid.
Who is this? Hey, D. I'm gonna talk to Shell, and you don't know who that is? That's Nate.
Oh,
hey, D.
And you know he's listening.
That's right. I did that because, and that's another thing I want to tell you guys. Be sure, if you have not, make sure you get your tickets for the Soul Stirring Gospel Easter Bash. Man, one of the best Easter meals you're going to ever partake of, man. That food be wrapped around the wall, man, all the way around. 3 sides of it. You just go around there and get whatever you want. They have caterers, carving ham and roast beef. And I mean, it is just off the chain. Make sure you stop by the New Pitts Mortuary and pick up your tickets. You want to have your face in the place. I'm always there. I don't miss. I certainly go, and they've got some new.
What color is your Easter suit?
I almost said something, man. I won't say nothing about it. What's her name, Carolyn? What's your mama name? What's your mama name?
Yeah, you can play at your own risk, Pepper. The whole family know that.
You asked me what color my Easter suit.
Yeah. You gonna say ask your mama?
You said it. I didn't.
I'm gonna tell you, if I asked my mama, you had to have been up on the gutters, cut the grass, and change the tires, wash the dishes, and fix the washing machine. Or she went anywhere with you.
I didn't say she went nowhere.
Oh, how would she see you then? Because she ain't there at that church.
There you go.
There you go.
There you go. Once again, as we were talking about it, the lineup again, we got so much. Dr. Kwaku with Naumbo Impendo. I'm still struggling with trying to say that.
Is it Naumbo Upendo?
Naumbo Upendo, which means the House of Love. I don't know why he just didn't call it the House of Love, but we have. He is our.
You saw the material he dressed in?
Yeah, that's why. He is a licensed psychologist, therapist, what have you. So he gives a different perspective. You certainly want to check that out. Just an array of different things that we brought to the table. Mary Ellen and I and Doug were meeting the other day, and we looked, and there's like 15 different shows that we have brought to the table, some of which we pulled away from already. There's a couple of shows that will no longer air, but for whatever reason or another, because we got a really big announcement coming up that we're holding back on yet. We're not going to release it. I might have snuck and told y'all about it this past Saturday, but I'm not going to tell it again until everything is done on it. But a really big announcement, a national announcement. So I'm going to leave it just like that, okay? Is it time to take that break, man? Looks like time to take another break. We're up against the clock, so certainly when we come back, well, you know what? Let's go ahead and get George. George has been holding. Let's go ahead and take George. Okay, George, hold the line for us, please. We're going to go ahead and take the break, man. Get that out of the way, because I don't want to shorten your time or limit you in what it is that you want to say, because I know you got a wealth of knowledge for us. We'll be right back. You're listening to Express Yourself. It's Friday morning. You're listening to 860 WNOV and 106.5 FM. We'll be right back.
But it really doesn't matter with me now, because I've been to Compton. I don't mind. Like anybody, I would like to live. I just want to do God's will.
You know his voice. You know his journey. Join WNOV The Voice for the Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Trivia Contest. Be the fifth caller whenever you hear.
Like anybody, I would like to live. I just want to do God's will.
And answer the question correctly for your chance to win 2 tickets to the play by the Milwaukee Chamber Theater's production of The Mountaintop, which explores and imagines the human side of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. So be the fifth caller whenever you hear.
Like anybody, I would like to live. I just want to do God's will.
For your chance to win 2 tickets to the play The Mountaintop.
Does owning a home seem out of reach? Let us help you outline the steps to get there. Join Columbia Savings and Loan Association and Port Washington State Bank for one of our home buying seminars on Friday, March 15th at 12 p.m. and 5 p.m. Learn about home buying steps for success, how banks look at credit, and discover grants and programs that could be available to you. Seating is limited. Register now at www.pwsb.bank/seminar. Equal housing lender, member FDIC, NMLS IDs 460-289 and 810969.
You know his name, you know his legacy. Now Milwaukee Chamber Theater's production of The Mountaintop by Katori Hill invites you to explore and imagine the human side of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. On stage March 8th through the 24th. Black community members are invited to join Milwaukee Chamber Theater at Legacy Night on March 22nd for a special performance of The Mountaintop, hosted by Copyright Magazine that celebrates Black culture and its legacy. Legacy Night tickets are $20. Get all the details at MilwaukeeChamberTheater.org.
Black history is something to appreciate, celebrate, and participate. Play Ode is a mobile app that streams America's best Black-owned radio stations and podcasts from across the country. ODE stands for Our Digital Entertainment. Play Ode features music and entertainment for us and by us. Listen to WNOV The Voice Milwaukee on the Play Ode app. Elevate your radio listening and participate in supporting Black radio. Download PLAYODE or log on to odeaudio.com for info and insight.
The Criminal Defense Division at JB Law & Associates takes their role as counsel seriously, provide comprehensive legal and strategic support for clients, From gun homicide and drug charges to appellate cases. Many business owners also face criminal allegations or even lost their business license, whether it be fraud, waste, abuse, negligence, or embezzlement. You can rely on JB Law and Associates to challenge prosecution and fight injustice and inequality. For more business information, please call 414-763-5952 and visit jb-lawyers.com to book your free consultation.
Hello, Milwaukee. I'm Mr. Debo, the program director here at the all-new 860 WNOV. On January 8th of this year, WNOV underwent a relaunch, complete with a fresh logo, branding, format, and new shows. Now you can even stream our talk shows on YouTube and Facebook. We're always striving to enhance your listening experience, and now your watching experience too. As we continue to work on improving, there may be more changes in our lineup. Here's a few of the changes we've made. We've added Sandra Silk and All That Jazz on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Chris Heavy Levy on Saturdays with Saturday Backtracks and more. Flavor Fix with foodie Samantha Starr. How about Pillow Talk with me, Mr. Debo? On the Porch with Quad with Quabanon Anton Nixon. The Difference with Will Martin. Be a Voice with Wisconsin Voices, Dr. Kwaku and Naumbo Mpindo. Money Talks with attorney Carl Plez. Brought to you by Columbia Savings and Loan. The Friday Night Jukebox Party with DJ Kevin Buchanan. St. Mark's Lutheran Church with Pastor Marty from 9 a.m. until 9:30 a.m. Community Outreach Clinics, Community Heartbeat with more to come. But rest assured, of course, we have our staple shows that have not changed and will not change. Say Something Real with Michelle Bryant. Community Voice with Keith Paris. International Roots Rock Reggae Meltdown with Ross Joel. The Blues Cafe with me, Mr. Debo. Reverend Al Sharpton from 12 until 3. We're listening to you, and we'll get it right together. And thank you for listening to the all-new 860 WNOV and 106.5 FM, The Voice.
Like anybody, I would like to live. I just want to do God's will.
You're listening to WNOV 860 and W293CX 106.5 Milwaukee.
.860 WNOV and 106.5 FM. Let's go right to the phone lines as promised. George, we thank you for holding. I believe that's George. Caller, what's on your mind?
Hey, not a problem, Debo. Good morning, Debo. Good morning, Keon.
Good morning.
How y'all doing?
Great.
You know, Debo, when y'all was talking about what you said with your pet peeve, and it made me kind of sad to thinking that we have to, how do I want to say without being offensive, that we have to still talk about the type of customer service that we get in our neighborhoods from our people, which is sad, you know, because like you said, I've been to so many places and you try and spend your money, and the people in there just treat you. And I'm not. It's mainly the young people, not older people. And you know, like you said, I'm bothering you because I want to spend my money up in your establishment. That really bothers me, and I'm assuming y'all talking about. Can I say I'm assuming y'all talking about Popeyes?
You said it. I didn't.
It's terrible, man. Terrible customer service. I went a couple of weeks ago because I wanted that advertising they got about with the spicy wings or whatever. Those little.
Yeah. I had those yesterday. I got a 12-piece. I think about 9 of them got thrown away. They're just absolutely horrible for me. That's my opinion.
Now, you've been to Wingstop or Buffalo Wild Wings. You've been in them places, right?
Correct.
You get your wings, they coat it all the way around, right? They flip them in the bowl. You can see them while they're working on them. They flip them and stuff. So I went and got me some, right? I'm watching the commercial. I'm like, oh, those look good, all right? I get home. They just squirted some stuff across the top like I done throw some hot sauce on them. I was so disappointed.
Right. Mine was the same way. I thought they was cutting corners. But no, I guess that's the way they do it.
Well, we don't got no coleslaw. We ain't got no mashed potatoes. I'm like, what?
You lucky they had chicken, according to Keon. You got there on a good day. They had chicken.
Now, you would think the one up on Burleigh, way up on Burleigh.
Yeah, right there, just past Highway 100.
Right. Now, you would think if any of them would be the one that's on point, it would be that one, right?
Okay.
I'm just saying,
So
because we're saying in the hood versus out there.
that's the one you went to, and that's how it was.
No, I went to that one. It was just like Keon said, they didn't have no chicken. I'm like, what?
On Highway 100.
Yep.
Wow, that's got to be a corporate. Somebody in corporate is goofing up.
And what it boils down to, because I know you said you're a manager, right? And I was, I retired from Sears after 30 years being assistant manager and working in appliances selling. It's about your customer service. It's all about your customer service. I was in a place the other day, and matter of fact, I told a young lady, I'm glad you did that, because what we're taught, whether you with somebody, so sometimes you can be busy, but when somebody walks into your establishment, you've got 2 minutes to, even if you're busy, to say, hey, welcome, one of us will be right with you, to let them know that you at least see them and you appreciate that they're in your establishment. That kind of stuff has gone away from most places I've been to today.
Well, George, when I was working in retail, my rule of thumb as a manager is you don't have 2 minutes. You got like 10 seconds to acknowledge the customer. That's listen, if you just acknowledge them, you might be working with somebody else, but as soon as they walk in that door, you raise your head up. Hey, how's it going? At least you acknowledge the fact that I'm in the place, right? And I can see you working with somebody, and then at that point you go back to the customer. Then you say, hey, listen, I'm wrapping up with her. I'll be with you in just a moment. That appeases me. That makes me know that you recognize that I'm here. You value my time as well as the customer that you're working with.
Exactly, and that makes a world of difference to me. Anyway, that makes a world of difference, and I see a lot of that is gone today. And I just want to say this, and I'm not saying no names. So I'm trying to be better at doing this when I call a radio station. It's not about, it's about individuals too, but it's about the whole. It ain't about just me. It's about the whole. Because we saw what we got in 2016. And I don't know if this person regrets that they made that choice. I was watching CNBC the other day, and they were talking about Nikki Haley. And you'd be surprised how even the women don't want her. Somebody was saying that she's menopausal. I'm like, what's that got to do with running the country? You got this dude that's under indictment for 91 charges. I mean, all the stuff that this guy has done. Something's wrong in this country, Debo.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, George. I think we all have lost it.
Of America. If we would have heard Barack Obama had an affair or had an outside child, or that Michelle posed naked in a magazine, there's no way that man would have been president.
This is true.
Something's going wrong in this country. Matter of fact,
true.
Thank you for taking my call.
George,
Sir.
I got a question for you, man, because we're talking pet peeves, right? Now, I don't know if it's just me. Tell me if this has happened to you, right? My wife and I, we're in the checkout line, right? The lady will say, oh, okay, you owe $13.44. I'll hand her the 20, right? When I give her the money, you just watch this and tell me if it's happened to you, and any other caller can acknowledge this too, as men folk. Why does the cashier 9 out of 10 times hand my change to my wife? Have you had that happen, George?
Yeah.
Why do they do that?
I guess they figure what's yours is hers, right?
No. And I tell them right then, I said, she didn't give you that. Give me my change.
Right. Yeah, I don't know.
Is that a woman's creed where they stick together like, here, girl? I don't know what that is, man, but y'all need to stop that. That bothers me. If I hand you the money, you give me my money back. You don't give it to my wife.
No,
She gonna get it anyway, but still, it's all in the transaction for me. You got to be attentive and know that the person that hands you the money, unless I say give the change to her, you should be handing that money back to me.
But Debo, I also want to put it back there. I hand my money to you in your hand. I want to put back in my hand. I don't want to throw it on top of the counter.
Yeah. Well, that's a whole nother one, George. Hey, man, listen, thanks for the call. You've always give us another perspective, so we certainly appreciate it, George. Thank you. All right, we're going to move on to the next caller. WNOV, go right ahead. You're on the air. Okay, well, it looks like we lost that caller. 444-5250 is the number. Give us a call back. Tell me, has that happened to you? Whereas you hand the cashier your money and she gives your wife your change. Let's go back to the phone lines. WNOV, good morning. You're on the air.
Good morning, Debo.
Good morning, Miss Gilchrist. How are you?
Just fine. I'm glad y'all talking about that subject y'all talking about.
Which one? We've covered a multitude. Go right ahead.
About giving women's and men's money. You don't do that.
Right.
I worked at George and Euler's on 12th and Money Key in 1963. And when the people's come in the door, as soon as they come in, good morning, thank you for coming, welcome, whatever,
Uh-huh.
And you don't sit there and let them stand over there in the corner and you doing what you're doing over there with Tom, Dick, and Harry over there, and they even acknowledge the fact they standing in the middle of the floor. And Eula was real bad about you doing that. So she taught me that, and that was 68 years ago. And I tell you, it done got so bad out there now till it's pathetic.
And the worst thing is when they on their cell phone and they don't acknowledge you. They ain't waiting on nobody. They on their phone.
Yeah, and first of all, you don't take no cell phone. I talk to my kids and I tell them, don't take no phones to them jobs, because that's the quickest way to lose your job. I said, them people don't want you in their establishment. Yeah, John, I did so and so last night, and I did. I said, you don't do that. You going to work, not to talk to your friends and tell them what they did and how y'all went last night, where you went and all that. But they do it all the time.
Yeah, they do. They do.
Yeah.
You got any new recipes for me, Miss Gilchrist? You ain't sent me nothing in a while.
Well,
I ain't get no cha-cha last year. You falling off real bad.
Well, you know what? Things and what Miss Gilchrist, what you know then, done got old now.
Is that right?
80.5 years old. Back when I was doing all that charcoal and all that, cha-cha and all that, I got some out there in the garage.
I know you got some saved up.
It's just that I just ain't been getting around, and after that happened to me over there at 27 in Capitol, I just kind of stay out of the limelight, because I didn't like that. Took all my stuff. They snatched my purse on the table with my kids sitting at the table.
No, I didn't know that.
Yes, they snatched my purse.
Where were you at? Wendy's?
George. Is that George Webb right there on 27 in Capitol, right on that corner?
No, ma'am. It's either Wendy's or McDonald's.
McDonald's. That's who it is. McDonald's. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. And I just kind of stay back. And if the kids ain't got time to take me, I don't go. I stay at home, because I didn't like that, because they took everything I had, all of my medication, all of my cards and everything. And it happened right there in the foot, because we all standing there. I think some of the people in that place did that. Because we tried to get them to call the police. You know what they said? Well, the police ain't my son, my son is Sylvester. He said, look, if somebody had did this to McDonald's, y'all would have called the police. The police been here taking pictures, wiping down stuff and doing around, and y'all don't even want to look for her purse. And she had the kids sitting at the table and had the purse sitting in the middle of them, and she's standing there trying to get the food. And when she come back, somebody snatched the purse.
Wow.
I said, no, I'm just
low down, rotten scoundrel.
Oh, I wanted to show that other side of me, but I said no.
You kept your Christian side showing.
That's right. Being the mother of the church, I couldn't do that. Woo, Pastor.
I done seen some mothers in church,
I thought I had to do that one day, though. I done brought all kind of food to church, and then I'm trying to ask for some of it. Yeah, I said, look, I cooked that food, and that food I cooked.
Wait a minute now, Miss Gilchrist. You brought the food to the church, and they wouldn't let you get none?
Come on, well, you can't be taken. You can't. I said, excuse me. I said, you better back up or you get hurt.
Uh-oh, not the church mother.
They fight in church.
Who fights in church?
All the time. I was at one that something like that happened.
Really?
A couple of them, yeah.
They fighting in church.
Ain't been long ago. So
wow.
I just said,
what were they fighting about, Miss Gilchrist?
Over the food.
Over the food?
You know how you have kids at church and and they want to eat when they want to eat, and go there and put their hands all over people's food. And you can't do that.
Right.
I tell mine, look, when they give you something, you get up and get it. But until then, sit down and don't be over there messing over people's food, because people don't want kids over their food in the first place.
Right. Them little motley hands, as they say, you know.
You know. And I had to tell them that at some of them birthday parties I had, they had brought the kids, and I said, look, this is my birthday. Sit down. Now, if you want something, you better sit down and tell somebody to give you something. If you don't, you go on with your mom and y'all go home. And these are some of my own relatives.
Right, and they brought them old mangy kids in there, retch over in that food.
No, them babies.
Babies?
Baby kids.
No, not babies kids. Well, I know it was rough. I want you didn't finish telling me what church was you at when they got to fighting? They were fighting over the food at the church?
I don't want to say. I don't want to say because I don't want to say nothing. It's some of my friends, family.
Your church friends.
Yeah, and I don't want to say that, but they was the kids called the lady a B.
In the church.
She said, not in here. You don't talk to me like that. And we all getting our food in line, and all of a sudden they said, they fighting. I said, well, let me look around and see where can I run, because I can't move fast. So the door go down the basement was right behind me, elevator. So I said, well, if I need to hit that button, I'm gonna hit that button.
Well, now, one thing you done made it clear is the church that's got an elevator, so we done narrowed it down to that part, because all churches don't have an elevator.
But they had an elevator, so I looked at that and I said, well, I can use that to get on out of here if I need to make a fast exit.
I know 2 churches that got an elevator. I don't know but 2.
I just found one.
You just found a church with an elevator?
My home church. I walked in there to the coat rack and there was an elevator there.
Yeah, community. Yeah, they put a. That's what.
like,
that's their handicap.
Oh,
I was there since '79. I walked in like, wait a minute, ain't no coat rack.
I saw when they were installing that. They were putting
Mm-hmm.
that in. That's actually for like wheelchairs and so forth. They don't have to try to get them up them stairs and stuff.
Yeah, that's on Sherman and North. That's where my son got baptized before he got hit by that car.
That ain't so. He did get baptized before he got hit by the car.
Got baptized at 4:00 and 7:00. They was reeling him to the hospital.
Really?
Ooh, Jibo, that hurt me so bad. Oh Lord, I said God. And you know, the boy run and told me about he had got hit, and I'm running behind trying to see where he is. When I got to Sherman and Lancaster, she said, "No, he up there." My neighbor was behind me. She grabbed me and said, "Come on, Miss Gilchrist." She grabbed me and we ran up there. When I got there, he was picking him off the floor, and I said, "So Wayne, what happened? What happened?" And he was just shaking his head from side to side. And that was the last stuff he did before he closed his eyes. Oh, that's some hurting stuff when them kids leave you like that. But you know what, you ask God to help you make you strong.
You know, that's a prayer that I pray, Lord, that before I have to bury any child of mine, please take me. I don't know if I can do it. I watch some strong folks. I know a family that I grew up with, young man. We were together like that Friday night. No, that Thursday or something. We went to the Bucks game, and his brother had taken he and I to the Bucks game with him, and that Friday night I didn't go to church. And we were supposed to go to the game or something, and I don't know, the game was on, it was televised, but Saturday morning I get the call that his brother had killed him.
Oh, brother.
Yeah, so that, and I remember how the mother responded. She said, you know, I lost 2 children
at one time
that day.
Yeah.
So that's certainly a prayer that any parent does, you know, praise it, Lord, that you don't ever want anything to happen to your children. Miss Gilchrist, is you know, we could do this all day, but I know you're gonna call me tomorrow. Don't call at 1:30 because we're gonna be talking when Claude got shot. We're gonna do that interview at 1:30 tomorrow. So you gonna be there with me?
You said call at 1:30?
I said don't call at 1:30.
Well, I called early, but I can't never get through. I be calling. Miss Pam on 13 told me, Miss Gilchrist, just get in and go. I said, Pam, I'll be on that. They and like June and all of them talk long. And by the time they get to me, my phone be on said, I said, what the? Oh, I be just talking real.
That ain't whatever you said ain't what the church mother's supposed to have said right there, is it?
No, I know it, but you know, sometimes you have to let it out.
Right. Before
So
you get to
y'all,
church, so you won't be fighting in that church with the elevator.
no.
Miss Gilchrist, always a pleasure. Thank you for tuning in this morning. Okay.
Okay, then, and y'all keep some good talk shows and things going, and try.
Hello.
Let me say one thing. They talking about Miss Haley, Miss Nikki Haley, or whatever.
Uh-huh.
If they let that woman run this country, she gonna run it right. Cause that's what they got. They put in there, put them drug from out in the alley somewhere. Ain't gonna work. I hope something happens that makes that change. You know, God knows I do, cause we don't need that. Talking about a communist, he wants to make this country a communist country. We don't want that.
He's just talking. I mean, he has to have the votes, and that has to come through Congress and the Senate, and he's not going to have both of those houses at the end of the day. He won't have both of them. So
No. So we just have to keep praying and talk to our kids and tell them, look, don't be setting up listening to what people tell you, because you can't do that. You have to know what you need for you and what's gonna make you all right.
Because I'm a firm believer. It's not the fool that said it; it's the fool that listened to it and believed it.
That's right.
So I don't buy into nothing he's talking about. Really, there's some things he'll be able to do because he'll have the votes, but there are certain things that he's just not going to be able to do.
No, and all what he done did, he shouldn't be allowed nowhere around nothing that has to do with something with this country.
Well, one thing about it is they should certainly go back and look at the Constitution and some other things.
I know.
Because it's amazing that he can have so many charges alleged against him. And, when you look at the true definition of an insurrection, I mean, what he did fits the bill, but yet, they're not really going to try to hold him to that. So
doing what he did at that White House is just like being treason, just like treason. You know what treason is bad.
Yes, ma'am.
And
it
so
is.
I don't know why nobody don't see none of that. And some people say
they see it, but at the end of the day, he has polarized, if you will, that entire party for good, bad, or indifferent. That's just what it is. You do not want to be the one that's not in support of Trump, and you don't want to publicly do it anyway. You might do it behind closed doors, but if he wins, you're gonna see some heads roll for those that did not support him and stand behind him. He's vindictive like that.
I know. So all right then, well, you and Keon and all y'all have a blessed rest of the day and the rest of the week and year, and stay safe and keep talking and going to good talk shows so people can understand that we got some rights too.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much, Miss Gilchrist. We'll talk, okay?
Thank you.
All right. Hey,
I'm going to my babysitter's 90th birthday tomorrow.
Your babysitter?
My babysitter who used to keep my kids.
Oh,
she'll be 90 years old tomorrow.
Wait a minute. How old are you?
I'm 80 and a half.
80 and a half, and your babysitter used to keep your kids at 90.
Yes, that's right. She kept all Sonia and Reggie and all of them. You know my daughter Sonia and Reggie and all.
Yes, ma'am.
And Gil's kids too.
Oh boy.
In fact, while I'm talking, you remember Gilchrist's cousin Vicky Houston, what used to dance so much with him?
No, I don't recall.
Her daughter was bringing her home from Baker's night before last, and she passed on the way here.
Wow.
Yeah. So I said, Lord, she's 84. I think Vicky's 84.
All right.
So anyway, but I just want to say, I hope the family can take this, because they real. You know how some people hurt real bad when stuff like that happened to them, and most of it's gone.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So
Miss Gilchrist.
Have a blessed day.
Okay. You signing off now? You doing like the Baptist preacher? You getting ready to close?
I'm doing like Miss Perry. I'm gone.
All right. Thank you.
God bless y'all.
You too. Bye now. 860 WNOV and 106.5. Boy, I tell you, some folks, Keon, they can go. You just let them have the flow. Miss Gilchrist is one of them. The Tyrone W is another one.
Tyrone Dumas.
Oh, Tyrone Dumas, yeah.
Craig.
Craig Stingley. If you just tell him, say, go for it.
Winky Blue will.
Yeah. Man, whatever happened to? He used to be a bus driver, and he used to call in all the time. He always be talking about them sleeping tickets.
I think he passed away.
What's his name? Tim?
Yeah, they told me Tim Manning passed away, right along with Clarence Sale, and we lost a few of them.
What about he owned a bunch of houses? Johnson, Frank. What was his name?
Mm-hmm.
You know Johnson. He used to be at the brainstorming and all of that.
Mhm.
I got to get his first name down pack. I know who would know. Kurt Harris would know. How's he doing? Have you talked to Kurt in a while?
Mhm.
You got carrot in your mouth again?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Kurt's always gonna be all right. Elders are all right. They done made it.
Right. Well, listen, as I look at the clock on the wall, we got to take our last and final break, and we'll come back and wrap things up. Thank you for tuning in today for another edition of Express Yourself. Be back right after these. You're listening to 860 WNOV and 106.5 FM.
Do you love Jamaican food? Well, visit Fireside Jamaican Cuisine new location at 7434 West Capitol Drive. Stop in for your Jamaican fix. Jerk chicken, oxtails, jerk egg rolls, and more. Daily specials will be available along with the original menu items from the previous Villa Avenue location. Business hours are Tuesday through Saturday, 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. and Sundays, 12 p.m. to 8. For more information, please call 414-509-5579. 414-509-5579.
The Wisconsin Home Energy Assistance Program end of the season is approaching. Don't miss out on benefits and help with your weed energy bill. Just go to keepwarmmke.org. It's made it easy for you to schedule an appointment. You may also call 414-270-4653. Don't delay. Call us today. Again, that's 414-270-4653. Or visit us online at keepwarmmke.org. This is administered by the State of Wisconsin Home Energy Plus Program. At Crosby Funeral Home, we understand that making your own funeral arrangements in advance seems overwhelming. But imagine how stressed your loved ones will be without knowing your final wishes. Let a family advisor guide you through your burial, cremation, or funeral options. Prepay at today's prices to protect your family from unnecessary pressure and expense. For a free planning guide, visit CrosbyFuneralHome.com or call 414-326-4192.
Hi, this is Keith Pierce, the host of Community Voice, asking you to join us Mondays through Fridays from 9 to 11. You will hear from interesting guests, Wednesday's Word, and topics and subjects that impact our beloved community.
And don't forget about me, Devon Jones, DJ The Protege, here every Friday, bringing you Free Flow Friday, Politics Nation, Sports, Haters Nation, local events, national events. And remember, while I'm here, there'll be no passes given.
That's Community Voice, heard on The Voice, WNOV 860, 106.5.
WNOV 860 and W293CX 106.5 Milwaukee.
We're back. Another edition of Express Yourself. That's my Keith Paris impersonation.
Right.
And
Good job.
We're back. Parliamentarian of the establishment of the Italiamentarian, and you know.
It's interesting you say that. I was a parliamentarian.
Of the
I know the rules.
Using my
rules, man.
My vocabulary, wordologist. I said Keith Paris here. And you know what's the one word you've been trying to break yourself from using?
Not gonna get me to do it.
Good morning, sir. How are you?
I'm good. See how the devil is? Hey, what was that word anyway? Oh, hey. Yeah.
Now we back at it again.
Yeah, I use my quota for the month.
Okay. How's it going, man? Friday. Big weekend lined up.
No, we do have the American Baptist College rally tomorrow at Zion Hill Church at 5:00. This is where students from American Baptist College come to Milwaukee from Nashville, and it's basically a fundraiser for the college. And so you get a chance, and I think there'll be the presidential address by Dr. Forrest Harris, president of American Baptist College.
Mm-hmm.
So, I'm assuming there'll be X number of alum there.
You speaking?
No.
You spoke yesterday. You were gussied up yesterday.
I was just there for Sister Aretha McCullough.
Okay.
She is the former First Lady of True Love Baptist Church.
Okay.
And
True Love, where's that?
2nd and Keith.
Yeah. The old apartment. Is that the old
buildings?
Yeah, right.
And so great homegoing. That is, let me shout out the pastor of the historic Antioch Missionary Baptist Church, Pastor Victor Manns. But yeah, it was, so that's why I was gussied up. I was going to a funeral.
Mm. You act like you had to get there early or something, like they
I
couldn't
wanted to get
start
there
until
on
you got
time.
there.
Well, no,
I mean, it's not like you were the honoree or anything.
No.
I'm gonna end the show early. I got to get down here.
I'm not the honoree at a funeral.
Right.
Yeah, I was not the honoree at that funeral.
Right. So I gotta go. They waiting on me. They waiting on me.
Get the coffin, man.
Wow. You familiar with the documentary when Claude got shot?
No.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna be interviewing him tomorrow at 1:30.
Oh, the brother right up here, right?
Well, I don't know. Where did it happen? As I told Keon, I've got to watch the documentary myself.
But as I remember the story, wasn't he here for his high school reunion? Is that and then
right.
Stray Bullet?
No, it wasn't Stray.
Was it directed at him?
Yeah, it was carjacking.
Oh, it was carjacking. Well, okay.
He jacked somebody the next day and she shot him.
Oh, that's the same case. That's right. And he's paralyzed now, right? Yeah. That kid is paralyzed. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Is he incarcerated?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So they locked him up in the wheelchair?
Still couldn't get right. Get out, friends, take him, leave the wheelchair, throw him in the car. Mama chasing him down the street. You gotta watch it. Your friends are something else. They go, mama coming to pick him up. He don't come out. They done snuck him out the side though, and they back into some other stuff.
Wow.
So it's in the courthouse. Actually, they go in the courthouse. It's a hell of a story, man.
Yeah. Because it was a King. I'm trying to remember reunion. Tech. Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah.
Wow. Well, as I look at that clock on the wall, it is certainly that time for me, y'all. I've certainly had myself a ball. I'm doing my blues show sign off.
I like that. Wall.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's old school, man.
Wall, ball, fall, tall, y'all, call.
Oh yeah.
Small, dog, hog.
Hey, listen, as I always say in parting, remember, it's nice to be important, but it's more important to be nice. Yeah. May God bless you all and have yourselves a wonderful, wonderful tomorrow. I want you to say a prayer for me, and I'll say one for you. And if it be the Lord's will, we'll get together and do this all over again tomorrow inside the Blues Cafe, right here on 860 WNOV. Now, Keith, remember this, and the audience as well. If you don't remember nothing else I say to you today, remember this. If you can't change the people around you, then change the people around you. Have a great day.
Express yourself. Whatever you do, do it good. Whatever you do, Lord, do it good. All right. It's not what you look like when you're doing what you're doing. It's what you're doing when you're doing what you look like you're doing. Express yourself. Express yourself.